The number of people out of work is expected to have increased in the second quarter of this year. SABC will release the employment data tomorrow. At the start of this year, we recorded our worst unemployment rate for more than a decade, above 26%. Economists now expect unemployment in South Africa to have increased from 26.4% to 26.6%. It's very bleak, and with major mining firms planning to cut thousands of jobs as well as slow economic growth, there's no relief in sight. So tonight we thought we'd look at how we could possibly create jobs, and we're joined by the Chief Marketing Officer of insurance group Different Life, Andrew Lester. Great to have you with us, Andrew.
Thank you.
So firstly, you're challenging this belief that small businesses by their nature grow jobs. Big businesses like the mining firms are cutting jobs, and that's a trend that we always see.
Sure. The story goes that big business, by its nature, its role is to do more for less, and therefore should be shedding jobs, whereas job growth needs to come from small businesses. However, that's just a part of the argument. In truth, small business can just be survivalist, in which case it's not really growing any jobs beyond the owner, which seems to be the case with a lot of the data in South Africa at this point. Entrepreneurship, however, that can really grow jobs, and entrepreneurship can take place, can exist in small businesses, in micro enterprises, or it can exist in big firms.
I mean, we have Adrian Gore running this big business, still finding new markets, Stephen Kossoff at Investex. So you do get big businesses that are entrepreneurial. Let's look at these survivalist small businesses, because like you say, a lot of South Africans are just running a little company or doing something on their own because they have no other choice, and they're lacking that passion. Can it ever lead to something, do you think?
Well, I think the courage to go it on your own, certainly that is something that should be fostered. So people that have that willingness to make it on their own, if that can be paired with entrepreneurial nous, if we can develop those entrepreneurial skills, then we have a real winner. But to move, there's no way without developing those skills to move from being pure survivalist into an entrepreneurial space.
I did speak to a female farmer once, and she said she learnt a lot by being a hawker on the side of the road. She is now expanding, but yeah, she's exceptional. How do we develop those skills? I
think the key would be education, and next would probably be incubators. There's a lot of good incubators in South Africa, and I think realizing that the focus shouldn't necessarily be on small business, but the focus should be on growth engines. The focus should be on entrepreneurship. Just that realization is a significant mindset change.
The National Development Plan says that small businesses will create jobs, will be this engine of job creation. If we look at it now, how is small business actually doing in creating jobs?
It's just in excess of 2 million non-VAT registered small businesses. So those would be micros. They're creating 300,000 of those would be creating jobs, and only creating around 800,000, just under 800,000 jobs. If you look at that number and then you look at the 6 million that we're aiming for, that's a lot of small businesses that you're going to need. Now, with that comes a significant amount of inefficiency. And if we really want to leverage the efficiencies, we need to look for growth engines. We need to look for entrepreneurs.
You say that figure is basically nothing.
Yes.
Many of the entrepreneurial ventures, the things that you're talking about, which involve often technology, education, being daring, they're risky and they often fail as well. I guess we have to accept that as well.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have some failures. We can't have fear of failure. We've rather got to seek out the real successes. The status quo is not going to achieve it. And so if we boldly seek out entrepreneurial endeavors and seek to support those and seek to support incubators, that's probably where we'll see the solution.
Finally, just we need a cultural change. This has been said before, a mindset change. When entrepreneurs come in from other African countries, often there's a backlash rather than learning from them. Do you think we have a cultural problem because you're looking at this?
There's a survivalist mentality, and when you're stuck in survivalist mode, then there's probably a degree of protectionism. However, when an entrepreneur comes doesn't matter where they come from. They don't take someone else's job, they create jobs. And so that improves the situation. So we probably need to change that mindset.
All right, well, thank you for your opinion, and we will, of course, bring you that data tomorrow. That was Andrew Lester from Different Life. Unfortunately, unemployment expected to have risen slightly, but we're at extreme levels at the moment.